Hello everybody, welcome to Fruitful Trees, and check it out here. This is an avocado tree, and we are going to be talking about grafting avocados today. So this was my mislabeled tree that I received from a nursery that had a bunch of avocados on it this year. This is a Donnie, and it's one I didn't like. Now, I have to admit, I was interested in trying the Donnie because it was an early season. I didn't like it. But somebody ordered a box of Donnie avocado. Well, they ordered a mixed box of avocados from Laura Farms. He has a variety box, and you can order as many avocados as he has, and he'll send you a different variety of all of them. And after me making a video telling everybody how bad the Donnie is and how disappointed I am in the Donnie, somebody said, a good friend of mine said, I ordered a box of varieties from Laura Farms, and he still has that. I'll put the link below, by the way. And he said, of all the varieties that came in the box, guess which one my wife and I like the most? And I'm like, don't even tell me. And he said the Donnie. And I was like, no, that can't be. Must be a wrong avocado or something. So I called Julian up at Laura Farms and I say, what's going on? And he said, well, what I tasted was the early season Donnie. And anytime you have an avocado that's in season, it's always going to be better later in the season than earlier in the season. Well, that might make an understanding of why I hear some people liking a particular avocado and some people don't. It's all about when you pick it, right? So even Choquette is in season now, but they'll last in season for 2 to 3 months. The later part of it is going to be better than an early part of it. So keep that in mind when you're looking for avocados and you're picking down the seasons. You want to get avocados that will kind of overlap into the next season, and try to eat those avocados towards the end of the season as opposed to the beginning of the season if you can. I know on some varieties you just can't wait. You've already waited a whole year to taste them, but they're going to taste better during the late season on all avocados. So anyway, I did go and I did get some Donnie avocados from Julian to try, and they weren't as bad or as terrible as the early season Donnies. They were acceptable. They were edible. They weren't bad, but still not a space that I have a tree for, so I wanted to change this tree to something else. And Simmons is what I originally wanted this tree to be. And my neighbor has a Simmons tree, so I was able to get budwood from his tree and try to graft it onto this. Now, it's a little early for the peak time to graft avocados, but I did my traditional graft that I know how to graft, and this is a cleft graft, and I wrapped it in foil. It's been very rainy here, which the whole point of wrapping your budwood to begin with is so it doesn't get wet and moisture doesn't build up. So I wrapped it in foil. I haven't looked, and I don't want to look. This was just done a few days ago. But here, I didn't have as much growth on the tree to do this much else. And so what I did was, actually, now I'm remembering, the tree in the front, I had a lot of wood like this, mature growth that I could graft onto. So the tree in the front, which I'll show you, which was a Choquette, I want to make half of that tree a Simmons tree. So that's where I put a lot of the Simmons budwood. But I was able to get the most amazing early season mango avocado you'll ever taste, and it's called Ap May because it comes to fruit in April and May. And Julian was able to send me a little bit of budwood of that, which he doesn't normally buy the tree from Julian, but he hooked me up, and I got some budwood. And I had one leaf here that I tried to cleft graft, but here I tried, I guess they call it a bark graft, or where you just plant it right into the bark. I've never done that before, and I'm not sure if I did it the right way. But what I did was I cut a slit here, and I put it in there, and I wrapped it up. The good news is this was done last week, and it's still green. So that might have worked. So that was that one. And then I have another one right here. Same thing. And if you can see that, that's still green. So that one's looking really good. So I got these 3 grafts on this tree. And he, this is not easy to come by, the appwood grafts, but the Simmons, 2 of my neighbors have a Simmons, and that's what I really want. So I'm going to show you the tree in the front that I did with the Simmons, and then we're going to look at how to graft an avocado, because when I was with Julian and Tom from Sleepy Live at Avocado Farm recently, There was a clip in that video where we spoke about grafting. And something I didn't even know I learned, this mango grafting, avocado grafting, and so on, something I never knew before, so stay tuned for that. So now you can't leave the video. Maybe you can fast forward, but you can't leave because I'm going to show you some stuff that I learned that makes a tremendous difference in grafting. Anyway, hopefully these will take. I'm really hoping they take because this tree is really hard to come by. It's called an appwood. So these right now, I wrapped it here in the buddy tape, and so it could break through. They're green still, that's good. This is green still, that's good. So 2 good signs here. And this one I can't see, I haven't looked at. So it might have been better to put a plastic bag over this so you could actually see it, but we'll see what happens. Now we're gonna go to the front and I'm gonna look at that, and then we're gonna look at the video of Julian grafting the tree. Okay, everybody, here we are in the front, and this is my choquette tree that is quite big, and I've gotten avocados off of this, but when it comes to seasons and what I wanted, I really want to get my Simmons. But so I kept a couple of branches for the choquette high up there. And normally, if you do this in the right season, avocado grafting is not too difficult. But as you can see all over this tree, I have foil all over the tree for those grafts. Now this one I didn't put foil on. I left it just wrapped. And it's still green. So with all this rain, it's still green. I wrapped it well. It looks like it's doing well. So hopefully that one will take. This one had, I didn't have to try a bark graft because this one had a lot of mature budwood where I could graft onto these things. So this is from an older one. This one didn't take. I tried this quite a while ago and that one didn't take. So, but it had a good piece to take it there. And then I still had one piece of the Atme here, and I put here. So we'll see what happens with that. Like I said, it's been raining a lot, so I'm not sure. I ventured to open this up and take a peek, but I don't want to disturb anything. But let's try and see if anything, at least if it's still green. Well, it's still green, so that's good. I'm going to wrap this up some more. I don't want it to get wet. So if they're still green, it's a very good sign. But I don't want to disturb things too much here. Let's see here. It's going to rain today. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave all of these and hope if this turns out okay, I'll have my Simmons avocado. And you might ask, why don't I just buy a tree instead of trying to graft onto another one? Well, if I buy a tree, a smaller tree, or even a bigger tree, it's still going to take several years before I get some avocados. When you graft onto the tree, you're going to get avocados much sooner. Maybe if these take in 2 years, I'll have avocados on here. So hopefully that'll be the thing. And you can multi-graft as well. So that's what will happen if these Simmons avocados come out on this tree, these grafts. I have the choquette branch still up there, and I'll be able to have Simmons here. And the cool thing about that is there are different seasons. So I'll be able to have 2 different seasons of avocados on here. And if the Atme takes, I'll have 3 seasons of avocados on here. It's important if you are going to multi-graft that you make sure you label what everything is, because sometimes avocados look different, but sometimes they look the same. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go inside and, we're going to go look at the clip of Julian and Tom showing us the correct way or the best way. There's no really correct way because there's so many different ways I've seen people doing it. But what has worked for Julian and Tom over the years, we're going to have Julian give us a little demo here of how to graft avocados.
So Julian is going to plant a tree inside a tree. He's going to take a cutting from a tree, a mature tree out in my grove that we harvested this morning. What are you looking for? Budwood. Yeah. And he's going to actually plant that cutting in this tree.
Now, just for the sake of time, I'm not going to wash this budwood. I would wash this with antibacterial soap with a little used toothbrush and scrub all the bacteria and all the microbial life that it has on it. So I'm not going to do that, but keep that in mind. It's something that's really important to do.
Really? I've never heard that before.
Really?
Yeah, and Graft alive. Nobody's ever told me that.
No one has really told you?
No, and I've done grafting videos with people like Alex and other people.
It's essential. I don't buy dial soap. I go and I buy this antimicrobial soap called Green Shield. Okay, and I get it down at BWI.
Okay.
In Homestead. And I don't even think they're selling it anymore. I have to go on Amazon and look for it now.
Really?
Or Google, yeah.
Well, after this video, they're going to be.
Yeah.
Maybe. So, yeah.
Add it to your store, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's really important to do that with, especially mango.
Really,
Yeah.
Tom? Have you heard of that before?
Yeah, I scrub my mango science.
Really?
And yeah, Julian taught me how to graft. So I mean, and especially like the ones I sell, the budwood I sell. Me and Noe will sit there scrubbing it. You should see all the dirt. You way more than an avocado, dude.
What kind of brush do you use?
Toothbrush.
I use a toothbrush and I just put some dial soap, antibacterial soap, in water, and we scrub them. You can't believe how black and dirty and sooty that water gets. There's a lot of dirt on mango science.
So then you wrap it after they dry?
Yeah, after they dry, you pat it down.
I
I'm
just
going to tell you another process that I do. After I do the antimicrobial soap, okay, this I haven't told anybody, and I think it's okay to let it go through the airwaves.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Grapefruit seed extract.
Yes. That one, I just did a video and the guy showed us that.
Kills bacteria. So
Really?
you really want to drive the last nail in the coffin, put a little drops of, get like a Ziploc bag or a bag, plastic bag, put some drops with some water, like a little cup of water, and a few drops of grapefruit seed extract.
Wow.
And just swish it around, go like that, shake and bake, you know?
Really?
Like that. Then take it out, let it dry. You can pat it with a paper towel, something sterile. Don't, pat it down with a towel.
Right.
It gets bacterial on it again.
Right.
So I'm putting on the buddy tape for you guys who don't know what's going on. And buddy tape is a high-tech parafilm. So I'm just stretching it as I go, and I want to wrap the entire scion with it. And there's nothing left.
And you're going to hear us use the term cutting, scion, budwood. That's all interchangeable, right?
Budwood, scion,
Clipping, cutting.
buddy tape.
Yeah. And Julian, explain, why do you wrap the scion in the buddy tape?
I'm wrapping it to hold water moisture, so this budwood can drink water. Meanwhile, it's fusing together with the rootstock, which will feed it water eventually once it starts taking water from the roots. So in the meantime, I wrap it with buddy tape. So underneath this buddy tape, it's condensating. It's making water droplets in there, and you don't see it, but it's there. After a while, you won't see it. It's not there now, but let's say you take it outside a few hours later. Just like if it's inside of a plastic bag, it gets wet inside the bag.
Yeah, it looks like a beer can when you bring it out of a cooler on a sunny day.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's wet, and that way this budwood can drink until it fused together with this and drinks water from the roots. So I'm going to do a little cut. I don't know if the camera can see it, but I'm sure they can figure out how to zoom in. That's the one cut.
So you cut it over the buddy tape.
Yeah.
Right over the tape.
Yeah. Just, it's good to, it's not a perfect science, but there you go. Here's a cleft. What a cleft looks like.
So he cut a wedge. You see that? Oh, that's
so it doesn't matter that you had
That's nice.
the buddy tape on the sides.
No, it cuts right off. And it's not. I'm not gonna make sure.
When you put it in, do you leave the buddy tape there, or you? Take
You'll
it off
see
the
right
body?
now. You'll see right now. It's
So
not that complicated.
He's exposing the inner layer of the bark, and he's going to expose the inner layer of the bark in the seedling, in the rootstock, and connect them together, and that's where the healing is going to take place. And notice, as I hold this, I'm careful not to touch anything up here, like you said about drying it in a towel or something. Right? You want to keep that sterile or clean.
I brought my grafting knife, but it's buried in.
Oh, here. So I've got my grafting kit here, Paul. So look at toothbrushes, antibacterial soap,
Good job.
grafting tape. But I've got here. I got some peroxide. If you
So that's another thing. You get some peroxide. You get 1 in 7 parts of peroxide in a cup of water, and you rest your grafting knife in there.
Heard that.
In between grafts.
And see, the thing about a grafting knife, so here's a grafting knife, and then do I have my...
So when you say 1 in 7, just like, can you use
One-
hydrogen peroxide, right?
Use 1 cap of peroxide and 6 of water.
You could use alcohol too, right?
Yeah, this doesn't cut.
Okay. What are you trying to do? Oh, here, I got you this.
I'm just trying to cut it nice and smooth, you know.
There you go. Okay.
I do that with my grafting knife like it goes butter.
Right.
All right, so this is pretty hard. This is hardwood. This is not softwood like it was when it was, 4
Eight
months,
months
five,
old, yeah.
4 to 8 months
Those are
old.
over a year old.
These are over a year old, so it's pretty hardwood. So you want to have the cambium from this, which is the green. There's the white from the wood, and the green from the cambium all around the white. So you want cambium to go on cambium. So you select one side, not in the middle. Okay, so I can see the cambium here and the cambium there. So take out your knife, and then you take it here.
So when you say one side, you cut down in the middle, though.
Yeah, I'm not cutting down exactly in the middle. See how the middle is over
One
there?
side, yeah.
A little bit towards one side.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it. I mean, that looks pretty tight.
Yeah.
Looks like tight work right
That's
there.
great.
Now, if it wasn't the same size, you just got to make at least sure one side matches, right?
Yeah. If it was too
One was
thick,
big, yeah.
and then you have just to graft, right here, like on just the very edge. So now we got to tie it back together, and for this I use buddy tape as well. But instead of just using it like this, I fold it in half so it's stronger. It has more stretch to it. So this is a small piece of buddy tape, and you can see how much it stretches. So this cutting edge technology. That is what we call buddy tape.
It really is cool. It's fun to work with.
Look at this. It's like
Yeah.
I'm almost done.
You want some more buddy tape?
Yeah.
Where to go?
Almost done.
And
Now-
how long before you know if that took or not?
Well, you can start seeing signs of life in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
But as long as it's still green, even if it takes long, as long as it's still green, you got a chance.
Yeah. Now, if this were to turn black and dry, man, it's a god.
And at this point, correct me if I'm wrong, just so people know, the buddy tape isn't as important here as much as, like he said, he has regular tape or something to wrap it. As long as it's tight and it wraps, right?
Right, but I like using buddy tape because it holds the moisture really good.
And so then, Julian, someone had asked earlier about aftercare. So now you've got your graft. Do I want this in partial sun, full shade?
You'd want this in 55% shade.
Okay.
Avocados, like I said, are very easy. This can go into full sun too. But me, I already have the greenhouse, so I'm probably gonna have it in 55% shade, and it'll still give me good results.
Important question that people are going to want to know. With mangoes, you got to wait. The best time to do a mango budwood is when it's pushing. What about avocados? What's the best time to grab off the scion?
Right before it flowers. Once it flowers, it's too late. You got to get it right before it flowers. In January, I mean.
In January.
January.
Yeah.
I meant to say
No, I
January.
was done.
So regardless of the season,
Sorry.
most
No,
of them
you're
are going to flower in January. So right after January, right before it flowers, right?
Right before it starts flowering. So when you graft it in January, it's going to grow flowers.
They'll literally flower when they take. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll grow
that's the
flowers
best time.
with foliage.
So the best time to collect a budwood to do that is sometime
December,
in January.
November, December. Yeah, November, December, early January. And then maybe like some varieties a little later, like Choquette, I think you might do a little later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Choquette will start flowering a little bit later.
Yeah.
Into the month of
What about cinnamon?
January.
Right.
December, January. I do it right when it's almost too late. I do it, they're starting to push. Let's cut them off, do it, graft it. Let's get it done.
All right, everybody. That was Julian at Laura Farms and Tom from Sleepy Lizard Farm talking about grafting avocados. Here is a Ronnie avocado. This is another one from Julian's farm that is exclusive to his farm. and this will turn black when it's ready. So if you are going to multi-graft, it is a good idea to multi-graft avocados that look a little bit different. And this one's more of a round shape, and this tree is loaded, and this one will come in here in February. Well, you could pick them in December, but they're going to be better later on the later side, like I said. So I got this here, this Ronnie, and right behind it over here I have Oro Negro, which has some on there, and it's the production isn't the best, the taste is the best. But I have some on there as well. So I'm looking forward to these avocados, and hopefully my other avocados took. And hopefully from this video you've learned something about grafting avocados, or you could use that same method for grafting just about anything. Put your comments and questions below. Thank you for watching. Have a great day and keep growing. I am going to put the links below to Julian's farm and also Tom's farm. If you want to buy a variety box of avocados, you can do so at the link below for Julian's farm. And Tom has a massive amount of 1 or 2 varieties that he sells at the lowest prices. I'll put that link below as well. So check those out. I recommend you getting mangoes. I recommend you get avocados from both of them. That variety box is amazing. You can taste a whole bunch of different variety of avocados. And Tom, it's just amazing. You'll get 6 or 7 of the best avocados you've ever tasted, and they'll sit in your house for a while and you'll be set. So definitely check them out. All right. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a great day and keep growing. For more educational videos about mangoes and other fruits and how to grow fruit trees, please look out the other videos on this channel, Fruitful Trees, and also subscribe if you like, and also share these videos with others. Thank you for watching. Have a great day and keep growing.